Hey everyone, I'm Harshita and welcome back to Desi Maple Life. I hope you are all doing well. If you are new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon to stay updated on all things like PMP, CAPM, Power BI, and more. So it's been a while since I posted a detailed video on PMP or CAPM prep, but I have been working behind the scenes to make complex project management concepts easier for you. And today I'm back with something better. I have been exploring ways to make intimidating project management terms not only simpler but also easy to remember. And I think I now have an idea to explain these concepts in a way that will stay with you for a long time. So let's dive into one of the most important topics for your PMP and CAPM exams, earned value management. If you are preparing for PMP or CAPM, you know how important this topic is. You will definitely get questions from it in your exam. Not just calculations, but conceptual understanding too. If you are ever found EVM confusing and overwhelming, this video is for you. All you need to remember is this sentence: peace is God. This one phrase will help you recall all the key terms in EVM. I promise by the end of this video, the concepts will feel simple and easy, but you need to watch the full video to understand this. Let's say you are renovating your living room. You have set aside $1,000 and plan to complete it in 2 weeks. To keep things organized, you have broken the work into two parts. So, in the week 1, you have decided to paint the walls, which is 50% of the work, and you kept the budget as $500 for this. In the week 2, you have decided to install the new flooring, which is remaining 50% of your work, and the budget is another $500. Sounds simple, right? So let's dive into how EVM helps you track progress, cost, and efficiency throughout this project. Before starting the project, you plan your budget. In week 1, you have allocated $500 for painting. This amount, what you have planned to spend by this point, is called planned value. Think of it as setting aside money for the work you are supposed to finish by a specific time. In this case, your plan value is $500 at the end of week 1. Now let's say it's the end of week 1 and it's time to check what you have accomplished so far. You were supposed to paint all 4 walls, but you have only painted 3 walls. So you estimate you have completed 75% of the week 1 work. That's 75% of the 500 budget for painting, which means your earned value is $375. Earned value tells you how much of the planned work you have actually completed in dollar terms. It's like saying, I have earned $375 worth of progress on this project. Next, let's see how much money you have spent. You budgeted $500, but the paint turned out to be pricier than expected, and you needed extra brushes. So you ended up spending $600 in your week 1. This amount, what you have actually spent, is called actual cost. In this case, your actual cost will be $600. At this point, we have got 3 key metrics so far in week 1 of your work. Number 1, planned value is $500, what you plan to spend. Number 2, earned value $375, the value of what you have accomplished. And number 3, actual cost, which is $600, what you actually spent. Let's use these numbers to see how your project is doing. Before we dive into deeper metrics, let's establish the budget at completion, which is BAC, which is the total budget plan for the entire project. In this example, BAC is $1,000. So the very first question is, are you on budget? In order to find out this, we calculate the cost variance, CV. Cost variance shows you if you are under or over budget. The formula is cost variance is equals to earned value minus actual cost. So in this case, your CV should be $375 minus $600, which will give you a negative of $225. A negative cost variance means you have overspent by $225. It's a red flag, indicating you need to review your spending and find ways to reduce cost. Next, let's also check if you are on schedule or not. This is where schedule variance comes in. Schedule variance shows you if you are ahead or behind schedule. The formula is SV is equals to earned value minus planned value. So in this example, your SV is $375 minus $500, which will again give you a negative of $125. Your schedule variance is negative, which means you are behind schedule by $125 worth of work. You did not finish all 4 walls as planned, so you will need to catch up in week 2. So this is how you will get an idea about your project schedule. Now, let's measure how efficiently you are spending money with cost performance index, which is also known as CPI. The formula is CPI is equals to earned value divided by actual cost. So here it should be $375 divided by $600, approximately 0.63. Since your CPI is less than 1, you are overspending. For every dollar you spend, you are only getting 63 cents of value. This is a warning sign to control cost. Let's also check your schedule efficiency with schedule performance index, which is SPI. The formula is SPI is equals to earned value divided by planned value. That is $375 divided by $500, which will give you a value of 0.75. Your SPI is also less than 1, meaning you are behind schedule. You have only achieved 75% of what you plan to accomplish by this point. Next, let's forecast how much the entire project will cost if you continue spending at the same rate. This is where estimate at completion EAC helps. So if you continue spending at the same rate, you can use the formula EAC is equals to total budget divided by CPI. In this case, your total budget was $1,000 and your CPI comes to 0.63, which will give you the approximate value of $1,587. At this rate, your project will cost $1,587, way over your original budget of $1,000. So it's time to rethink your spending strategy. Although it's clear, but let's also forecast if you will finish under or over budget. In order to find this, we need to calculate VAC, variance at completion. The formula is VAC is equals to BAC, budget at completion, minus EAC, estimate at completion. So budget at completion was $1,000 minus EAC you calculated as $1,587. If you will subtract it, it will give you a negative of $587. So it's a negative value, which means you are projected to exceed your budget by $587. Finally, let's calculate how efficiently you need to work for the rest of the project to stay on budget. This is where TCPI comes in, to complete cost performance index. It will give you the target efficiency. TCPI is equals to total budget minus earned value divided by total budget minus actual cost. So let's calculate $1,000 minus $375 divided by $1,000 minus $600. It will give you the approximate value of 1.56. Your TCPI is 1.56, meaning you will need to work 56% more efficiently than before to stay within budget. That's tough, but it's doable with careful planning. Alright, now that we have gone through all the key earned value management concepts, let me share a super simple trick to remember these terms and their formulas. All you need to do is remember this one sentence: Peace is God. This acronym will help you recall every term in the right order. P stands for planned value. E is for earned value. A, actual cost. C, cost variance. E, estimate at completion. I, index. CPI and SPI. S is schedule variance. G stands for TCPI, to complete performance index. O stands for estimate to complete, ETC, and D is for variance at completion, VAC. Now, you might be thinking that last part of the phrase, which is God, does not make any sense. So, let me break it down for you. Think of God as a set of goals and outcomes you need to assess during your project. Here's how each letter maps. G is for goal and relates to TCPI. This helps you figure out how efficiently you need to perform to meet your financial goal. O stands for outstanding, which ETC highlights. It answers how much more work or cost is left to finish. D is for direction, which VAC gives you the direction of whether the project will finish over or under budget. So every time you are stuck, just think peace is God and you will immediately recall what comes next. And that's a wrap. So earned value management helps you answer three critical questions. Are you on budget? CV and CPI? Are you on schedule? SV and SPI? What can we expect in the future? EAC, VAC and TCPI. With this simple story and peace is God, you can master EVM easily. If this video helped, please like, share and subscribe. Comment below if you'd like me to simplify other PMBOK topics for you. See you next time. Happy learning.